What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am, and today I've got a story time for y'all that was actually sent in by a subscriber about how his teacher ended up roasting a kid so hard in class that he ended up crying. Yeah, you know, that's the way the ball bounces sometimes. That's why you gotta be careful what teachers you start getting into it with. Regardless, I figured it would be a pretty funny video you guys are gonna enjoy. So, yeah, let's get into it. Be sure to press the like button or no joke, no scam. You're gonna get hit, and let's go.
And I got eyes like an eagle, stacking so much money you would think that it's illegal. I'm getting quiet now, laying low when you're rich, so I'm vibing now. Making out, stack the bread, cause you love the sound, just so
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so as we've talked about on this channel a few times, bro, I don't know what it is about certain kids that go to school and think that everybody just wants to, like, hear them interrupting everyone and saying stupid stuff, but for some reason, there seems to be a lot of these kids, dude. And there was this kid that we're gonna call Brandon for the purpose of the story, and he was the type of kid that just, like, always was screaming stuff to try to make people laugh, dude. You know, the teacher would be reading a book, and he'd be like, the organisms, and Brandon would be like, orgasm, sick, you know, that type of stuff. And obviously there's a time and place where that's funny. I don't think that anyone would deny that, like, bro, a class clown in your class that makes good jokes is a good time. But when the person who's trying to be the class clown is just wandering around just like yelling random stuff, it doesn't exactly make anyone laugh but him, you know? And he was convinced that he was hilarious. Like, usually when someone's kind of annoying or they're not making people laugh, after the first couple jokes don't land and everybody just kind of turns and looks at them like, wow, that was very awkward and unfunny, they kind of get the hint and stop. But I guess this Brandon kid had somehow convinced like 2 or 3 kids at the back of the class that he was hilarious. So every time he would do something stupid, they would laugh at it and he would be like, see, look, I'm really, really funny. And for the most part, the teacher tried to ignore it. He was aware of the fact that, like, if he engaged with the kid at all, then he was just, you know, gonna be like, and argue with the teacher a bunch and waste a bunch of time. So whenever he would have random outbursts or scream stuff, the teacher would try to ignore it. And I'm gonna give kudos to that guy, to be honest. I feel like if I was trying to teach a class or make a video and somebody was in the back screaming, I'd probably be losing it pretty quick, but I guess that's why I'm not an expert on dealing with students, you know, the whole teacher thing. I don't know what school would hire me at this point. Yes, I've just told many stories on the internet about how to cheat on tests and disrespect authority here at the school. But sure, I'd love to be a teacher. It's just not gonna happen, you know? And one day, the teacher came into class and just basically told everybody, I'm in a bad mood. I really need you guys to behave today. Something went on. And he turns and he looks at Brandon specifically and says, please just behave today, please. And Brandon looks at him and he like nods his head, yes, obviously, but then he gets this devious smile on his face. And listen, dude, obviously I've been a kid in school before and I understand that, you know, pissing off the teacher is something that people really like to do. But I feel like if a teacher comes in and says, look guys, usually I'm okay with messing around, usually I don't mind it, I'll ignore it. Just for today, can we please just keep it down a little bit because I'm in a bad mood? Like, that's pretty fair, you know, if the teachers chill most of the time. But obviously Brandon had other ideas, and for the first little bit of the class, everything's pretty chill, everyone's quiet, doing their work the way the teacher asked, and there really isn't any problems. But then from the back of the class, there just starts being like this sound, like but like that often, you know, every now and then a fake fart is pretty funny. Somebody bends over, you hit them with the it can be giggly, but if somebody's just continually fake farting for no reason, like nobody's even in front of the class, it gets pretty annoying. And the teacher looks up from his desk and just lets out a sigh and says, Brandon, can you please stop making the farting sounds with your mouth? He knew it was him. Everybody in the class knew it was him because everybody else was like, yeah, I'm just gonna be quiet today because our teacher seems really pissed off and I'd rather not 1v1 him when he's in a bad mood. But as soon as the teacher was like, Brandon, stop making fart noises with your mouth, he did what all these kids do too for some reason and just denied it being him.
What, dude? Are you kidding me? I don't know why I always get blamed, dude. It wasn't even me. Like, are you kidding me, bro? I don't know why you hate me so much. You're the worst teacher. Oh my god, dude, it wasn't me.
And the teacher looks up and just looks at him and says, so you're telling me that you weren't just making fart noises? That wasn't you? And he smiles and he goes, well, like, not all of them, you know? And the teacher just sighs and is like, I asked you just for one day to be quiet and behave, dude. Just one day. Like, could you really not do that for one day? And the Brandon kid starts kind of like mouthing off back to the teacher, like, oh, one day, one day. Are you kidding me, dude? Do you have any idea how hard it is to stay quiet for 40 minutes? And the teacher at this point is in a bad mood and his patience is up. So he doesn't start roasting him right away, but he kind of hits him with the, yes, I do know what it's like to be quiet for 40 minutes, but trust me, everyone in this class is aware of the fact that you can't do that because you're constantly disrupting everybody. And the class kind of laughed because, like, it's a pretty good comeback, you know. Dude, do you know how hard it is to be quiet? It's like, yeah, I can do it, but you can't shut up. Trust me, everybody knows. So the class starts laughing, and when the class starts laughing, it's something that wasn't Brandon, you know. He was very, very hurt. If he's not gonna be class clown, then nobody can. So he replies basically telling the teacher to get off his period because if he's in a bad mood, it's not the kid's fault, and da-da-da-da-da. And at that point, the teacher is just like, Brandon, that's really not okay to say, dude. You can't just go around saying stuff like that. And of course, Brandon is like, I can say whatever I want. This is America. You do realize that I have rights in the Constitution to say what I want. And this is one of my favorite things, bro. The thing about the First Amendment that I think everybody tends to forget is like, yeah, you have the right to say whatever you want. You know, that is true. But people also have a right to reply to what you say. And when you like ask your male teacher in a bad mood if he's on his period, he's probably gonna reply. And when he tells you to knock it off, once again, giving you another chance to stay out of trouble, and you start being like, this is America, I know my rights. It's just pretty annoying, dude. So the teacher at that point is like, yeah, you definitely know your rights, all right. And the kid is like, what is that supposed to mean? Are you calling me stupid? Because the teacher had kind of said it in a little bit of a condescending way, you know, like, oh, I'm sure you do. And the teacher just started saying that, you know, for somebody that's always mouthing off and talking about how smart he is and how much he knows, he sure does have a pretty pathetic grade in this class. And obviously the whole class at that point is like, oh, you know, because he's basically calling this Brandon kid stupid. And the Brandon kid replies by saying that the teacher is lonely and that's why he's in a bad mood. And the teacher is like, actually, if you would really like to know, my wife and our baby are in the ICU, but I'm out of sick days, so thank you. And like, listen, bro, at that point, everybody in the class is kind of on the teacher's side, dude. You don't really know what people are going through, obviously. Ain't no thing but a chicken wang. And the Brandon kid immediately, instead of apologizing, which is what you should do in this situation, doubles down and says something along the lines of like, well, whatever, it's not like it's our job to care. And the teacher at that point is probably like, okay, gloves are off. It's now fair game to roast this kid as much as humanly possible. If I tell you that I'm in a bad mood because my wife and baby are in the hospital, and your response is like, I don't care, that's not my problem, then I feel like by all means, the gloves are able to come off, right? And you can't even blame the guy for that, dude. Here's this kid saying that you have no right to be upset when your wife is in the hospital. So the teacher starts basically unloading on the guy. Nothing too crazy, but just being like, honestly, the level of your work is that I would expect from somebody 3 grade levels below you. Like, the fact that you have the nerve to sit here and talk in this class when you should be paying attention blows my mind. He started telling him that, like, you know, every time they're doing an assignment, he hates that he has to grade his paper because he knows how many mistakes they're gonna be. He's just laying into this dude about how dumb he is in this class, right? And the kid's trying to respond, but he really can't say anything back because it's true. Like, it's not like the teacher is lying, you know? He really just sucks at this class. And so he starts getting really frustrated and starts trying to throw, like, more personal insults at the teacher, calling him ugly and whatnot, like, just really trying to go for him. And that's when the teacher delivers the death blow, bro. The one thing that no matter how angry somebody is, if you hit them with it, it's just too good. So obviously he's just kind of going at the teacher hard, calling him ugly, saying all these horrible things. And the teacher is keeping it very fact-based, you know? Alright guys, I'm gonna interrupt the video for just 1 second. On screen now is actually an Xbox gift card. I give a gift card away in every video here on this channel as a way to just say thank you to everyone subscribed with notifications on. So if you haven't already, subscribe, turn on notifications so you never miss another video. If you are somebody who's already subscribed with notifications on, then I just wanted to take a second to say thank you very much. It is much appreciated. Your support really makes the channel do better. And yeah, yeah, thank you very much. I'll let you guys get back to the story time now. Enjoy. So he looks at Brandon and he's like, hey man, you look like you're getting pretty upset, you know, you're throwing some pretty harsh insults back. Is everything okay? And the Brandon kid is like, well, you're calling me stupid, da-da-da-da-da, so obviously I'm gonna insult you back. And keep in mind, he was getting very upset. Like, you know, he's really swinging on this teacher. And the teacher's response is just, well, you know, you seem like you're getting very defensive. Is that because you're aware of the fact that you're a moron and you're embarrassed by it? And as soon as he says that, dude, the Brandon kid's face like immediately contorts to that position that you do when you're trying not to cry, you know? Like when it's coming, you feel the tears in your eyes and you're just trying to hold it back. He's trying not to cry in front of the class because something else that is going to make this a little bit sweeter. He was the type of kid where, like, if anybody else got emotional in class or cried, he was always the first one to be like, wow, what a baby. So when he was about to cry, some kids in the class, not the teacher, were like, wow, are you about to cry? What a baby. And as soon as that stuff started coming out, dude, the waterworks broke. The Brandon kid starts crying, and instead of like staying in the class to, you know, just have people watch him, he just sprints out the classroom full sprint. And when he leaves, the teacher is like, I'm sorry guys, that was probably a little bit too far. And all the students just stayed silent. They're like, I'm not gonna say anything, bro. I'm not gonna lie, he kind of deserved it. And about 10 minutes later, dude, the Brandon kid comes like slinking back to class with his head between his legs, you know, all embarrassed. He refuses to look any other students in the eye after just the absolute bodying he received from this teacher. I will say, dude, I just feel like if you're that sensitive, man, if someone's gonna be able to make you cry by calling you stupid, you should probably just stay out of the realm of like engaging in a roast battle, bro. How are you gonna go at somebody's throat, call them ugly, say you don't care about their wife and baby in the hospital, and then start crying when they say that you're a moron, bro? Like, I mean, come on, all things considered, that's pretty tame considering what you swung first with. Anyways, guys, I think that's gonna do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, I would really appreciate you taking just a quick second to press the like button. Let me know in the comments section down below what you thought too. If you don't know what to comment, just go ahead and comment the word roast down there. It helps the video hit recommended and it's much appreciated. If you want more content, I do have a podcast called The Scuffed Cast. You guys can find a link to that down in the description, along with the link to the intro song if you feel like giving it a listen. And also down in the description is a link to the merch store. Feel free to check it out. It's pretty cool if you ask me, but obviously I'm pretty biased. And yeah, on that note, guys, send your subscriber stories to the Instagram at Scrubby. My Twitter's at Scrubby_69. And on that note, hopefully I'll see you guys next time with another video. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.